Hey everybody, it's Deana again with the Rhode Island Wave newspaper and the Spotlight interview series live at the Coesit Inn in West Warwick, Rhode Island. And I have a special guest today. Her name is Maxine Mae Hutchins, and she has a nonprofit called Elves for Elders.
Yes,
Maxine, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So, Maxine, tell us a little bit about you.
So I work in elder care, and I've done that for quite a few years. I was a case manager and a social worker in mental health and senior housing, and that's really how the idea for this program came about.
That's wonderful. So you saw there was a need and you created a nonprofit to help fill it?
Yes. I was working in senior housing, and working with elders was new to me. And my first year, I wanted to do something for my two buildings. It was about 200 people, and I couldn't buy them gifts on a social worker salary. So
Right.
I was
Cool.
like, well, I'm going to make Christmas cards.
Right.
And my friends thought I was absolutely crazy. They said, just buy a box of cards. They're only going to throw them out. Why are you wasting your time doing this? And I said, well, it feels like I'm giving them a gift. It's a
Right.
little more personal. So I did it. So after Christmas, one of my elderly ladies came up to me and she said, thank you so much for the Christmas card. It was the only one I got.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
I actually cried when she left my office. So then I thought about her situation. She was living in housing. She wasn't destitute, but she was 82. She'd never married. She had no children, and her friends were gone.
Right.
So there was just no one to think of her at Christmas, and I knew if that was the only card she got, she didn't get a gift.
Oh.
And she could afford to go out and buy a new purse or a pair of shoes for herself. But there was no one to think about her at the holidays. And I thought, how sad must that be?
Right.
So that kind of put the idea in my head that there was a need.
Right.
And then when I started working in elder care marketing and I built my networking and my support people, I said, I could do this. So the first year, which was 26 years ago,
Wow.
I did it out of my own house, and I did 300 stars, which means 300 seniors.
Right.
And last year we did 5,000.
Wow, 5,000.
It's just grown
That is amazing.
unbelievably.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, yeah, no, I can't imagine. So you have people helping you, I
I
hope?
have lots of people helping me.
Oh, good.
I would not be able to do this. I wanted it to be a community-based program.
Right.
I wanted people in the community to understand what happens with seniors,
Right.
especially if they're in a facility like a community, like a nursing home.
Right.
And not that that's all we do, but it started out with a lot of nursing home residents. And so when someone's in a nursing home, their whole check goes towards the nursing home except $50. It used to be $50. Now it's $75. And that's what they get to keep each month.
Right.
They have to use that money if they need a new pair of shoes, they need a nightgown, they need a robe, they need their haircut. It doesn't go very far.
No.
And then we also do the subsidized low-income assisted livings. So not the for-profit ones, but the low-income ones. And so with that, again, their money is going towards their rent. They have an apartment, and they may get food stamps, but people don't realize that on food stamps, it doesn't pay for toilet paper, paper towels, toiletries, cleaning supplies,
Right.
laundry detergent, things like that. So there's another need.
Right.
And then I try to do adult daycare centers, so I'm reaching some individuals in their homes. We do some people from senior centers. If it has to be through an agency, I won't take anyone individually. Like, no one can call me and say, I want to be in this program. You have to go through some form.
So whoever their social worker might
Right.
be, their caretaker,
Yeah,
they would know how to.
Yeah, it would go through either they're in a nursing home, or they're in an assisted living, or they're going through a contact at the senior center or the adult daycare center, that type of thing.
Now, are these is it all practical gifts, or I mean, like useful things, or is there
Really
some
nice
whimsy?
things. There's whimsies too. I got a gentleman that wants a Stetson hat.
Oh,
It's
I
so
want to
cute.
get
It's on
that.
my list this year. I used to have a gentleman for, oh goodness, until about 5 years ago, that every year asked for writing paper and postage stamps.
Oh,
And I used to get his gift because he wrote letters and that was something he enjoyed doing and he just
wonderful.
needed stamps.
So that's interesting. So he wants a Stetson hat. So that means they get signed up for this,
Yes.
and then they tell you what they really want.
So I get the lists from usually the activity directors or the directors of the facilities. And then they give me, I ask for those in September.
Right.
So, and I want them before October 1st.
Right.
Sometimes that works, and sometimes I'm still writing stars in the middle of November, like now.
Right.
So then there's a star that will say Mary, it just has the first name, wants slippers size 8.
Oh,
Someone picks that star from a tree, buys the gift, brings it back, and then we collect them all, get them assembled and distributed.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So it's all at Christmas time.
Yes, it's all at Christmas time.
All right.
I do fundraising throughout the year for it. Last year we made it a 501c3.
That's wonderful. But that means it's tax deductible.
It's tax deductible if people want to send donations. I am in the process of we're going to be doing a website for it. So we're just getting so big now. For me to take donations, like big donations, I needed to do the
Right.
501c3. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I think people are very generous, but yeah, they do want to get
This
that
year-
deduction.
This year, I put 200 stars up at Warwick Mall the 1st of November, and they were gone within a week.
Oh, wow.
And that's unusual. That's very fast for the beginning of the program. Usually it gets faster as it goes on towards the
Right.
holiday. Yep.
Well, that's great. People are thinking about this a little bit ahead of time.
Yes.
That's wonderful. So your staff, you guys must be
I have volunteers.
volunteers.
All
volunteer
volunteers.
staff,
I'm a
that's good.
volunteer and they're all volunteers. No one's paid. So we do fundraising throughout the year. We do 2 or 3 fundraisers a year. The purpose of the fundraisers is to have the money to run the program.
Right.
And also at the end of the program, which is December 10th, we may have stars that no one took.
Oh,
And then
right.
I have elves that go shopping, but I have to give them money to go shopping.
Exactly.
So they'll go shop. It used to be me, but I'm too busy now to do the shopping.
Oh, yeah.
So I send people shopping. They then fill the gifts. And then sometimes we get gifts also that don't get returned. People buy the gift with good intentions, but now it's Christmas Eve and they're wrapping their presents and they find they have this gift for the charity.
Oh.
So then I will sometimes have 10 gifts for a facility that did not get returned. I will turn around and write a check for them so that the activity person can get them something for the holiday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. So you're making sure, because we're all heading there. I mean, I don't know about. I've not met a single person who's getting younger.
No, it doesn't quite work that way.
Yeah, and just the idea, that we all have those expectations at the holiday season, and it's the lights and the decorations.
Yes.
It's nice to get a gift from somebody.
And no one knows who it is. They don't know me. They don't know me. They don't know the person that bought the gift. They get a star that just says Elves for Elders, and that's it.
Right. So people do know that when they're buying it, they're not buying it for a child, they're buying it for an older person.
Yes. Yes.
That's wonderful. And you're spreading cheer.
It does.
Now, did I hear you say you don't have a website yet?
Not yet. It is I just hired someone to do that. The board just approved it. We hired someone and they're going to be working on that.
Okay. So how do we get you donations?
Donations can be sent to an assisted living that I work with, and they can send them to that address if they want.
Okay, wonderful.
I can give the address if anybody wants it. They can send it my attention. Would you like me to give the address?
Please.
It would be 2783 West Shore Road in Warwick, 02889.
Okay, and what
And-
facility is that?
That's Halcyon, Halycon, at West Bay.
Okay, wonderful. So we write the
But
check
my
out to
intent-
Elves for
Elves
Elders.
for Elders, yes.
So we're gonna do attention, Maxine Mae Hutchins, and then you'll take care of all the rest.
Yes,
Which
I
is
do.
amazing. That's
do.
you're Mrs. Claus.
I am Mrs. Claus. Yes, it has. Although I usually dress as an elf when I do my events, but it has grown. It grew after COVID. Really, COVID was the
Right.
time when it just a lot of private communities sold to corporations, and people get lost in those situations.
Right.
And I got more and more requests. Can you help us? Can you do this for us?
That's wonderful.
So this year we have 62 communities that we're helping.
Wow.
Yeah, across the state, only in Rhode Island.
Okay.
I do draw my boundaries.
Right.
Yeah.
But if somebody wanted to open their own Elves for Elders
In another
in
state,
another state,
they can.
then we
They
could
have, I'm sure.
that would
Yeah.
be wonderful too.
Yes, it would be.
Yeah. Well, I think it's great. A lot of times we think about the kids at the holidays, but I
Yes.
think, they don't warn us about this, that,
No.
we don't ever really grow up in our hearts.
No,
We're
no.
kids forever.
Forever. Yes.
And wanting, Santa or
Yeah.
Santa-like person to bring a gift at Christmas time is just we just all want to feel special, I think.
Yeah. I think people do want to feel special, and it doesn't take a lot.
Right.
Last year, I had someone return 3 gifts late.
Okay.
Very late. And I don't get to see, I used to go to parties and deliver the gifts. I don't do that anymore. It's too
Right.
big. But last year I had 3 gifts, and they were all for a gentleman, and I put them all in one bag, and I knew the size, and I said, the first homeless gentleman I see on the street, I'm going to bring him to him. Well, it was the week of Christmas, and everywhere I'm driving, the usual people weren't around.
Right.
So finally I'm coming down into Warwick, and I see this gentleman with a little homeless vet sign, and he's standing on the side of the road, and I pulled over, and he rolled down the window. So he comes over to the car thinking I'm going to give him a $1 or something. And I lifted up this Christmas bag, and he was like, for me?
Oh.
And I'm like, yes, this is for you. And he said, really? And I'm like, yes. So that made my Christmas.
That's
His face.
and that's the thing, is
His face.
the
was-
joy of giving.
I wish I could have captured that on camera, but his face was priceless. And for me, it was the joy of giving.
That's wonderful.
That's what the program does for me. And all my elves. I have lots of elves, lots of helpers. It takes a whole team of people to get this accomplished.
Yeah, well, I met you at a networking event, and you
Yes.
had an elf with you,
Yes, I did.
and I read your thing, and I just thought that this was a wonderful idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
We celebrate you and thank you
Thank
for,
you so
all that you do for the community, and making people's lives a little brighter.
It brings a lot to me.
That's wonderful.
As much as I give with this, it brings more to me.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.